Hey guys, Trans here, back with another Transformers video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what happened to the seed from Transformers Age of Extinction. And thank you to Sully the Transformers guy, Angelo Creighton, and the real Optimus Prime for making this video possible. So if you don't remember what the seed is basically a bomb that would change its surroundings to the Transformers elemental metals, which could be used for many different reasons, from making weapons to entire armies. And the last time we saw of this device was Optimus Prime carrying it into space, where it could quote-unquote never be found, which is the reason why we never saw it again in Transformers The Last Night. But now the question is, where did Optimus Prime place the seed at? Well, this question has a multitude of possible answers, but I'll be just looking at the one that I believe would be the most canon in the movieverse. And that answer would be that Optimus Prime dropped the seed into Jupiter while making his journey to Cybertron. Now I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. After Optimus Prime scanned the seed in Age of Extinction to get the location of his creator, he then put himself on a flight route to get there as fast as possible. And that was basically the end of Age of Extinction in a nutshell. But then in The Last Night, we can see that Optimus Prime is frozen up in space, and his thrusters are not online, along with the seed is nowhere to be found. But why? Well, if you remember, AoE came out in 2014, and The Last Night came out in 2017. So if we subtract the release dates, we get 3 years and 24 days apart. And since these films are placed in the real world, this would mean that Optimus Prime would have been flying in space for a little bit over 3 years and 24 days. But the main key factor that we don't know is when Prime started to freeze up, and how fast that Prime was going into space. But there's one scene in The Last Night that can help us determine his speed, and that is the planet Jupiter. Now you may be wondering, Trans, how the heck does this help? Well, let me explain. For example, the Galileo spacecraft launched in October 1989, and it took just over 6 years to reach the gas giant Jupiter, with a speed of 1,008 miles per hour, arriving at its destination on December 1995. But Prime only made his journey in a 3-year time gap, which means that he would have to travel at least a speed of 18,000 miles per hour every day without stopping in a straight line to Jupiter for a full 3 years. And if you're wondering why the Galileo went way faster than Prime speed but took longer, was because it had to use a gravitational pull of other planets to slingshot it across space to make its way finally to Jupiter. And that's the reason why it took a lot longer. But hey, I'm not an astronomer, but I hope you guys get the idea. And now with this information in place, we can determine when Prime froze up and when he dropped the seed. So let's say that Prime made his journey of 18,000 miles per hour and made it to the planet Jupiter. And since he was on course to the planet Cybertron, he started to power down. But before he fully powered down, he tossed the seed towards Jupiter, where it eventually would get sucked into Jupiter's orbit, making it impossible for anyone to find it. And after Prime tossed the seed towards Jupiter's orbit, he fully powered down and went into stasis. And since because of the momentum that he was going prior to the stasis, it gave him enough momentum for him to coast all the way for the remaining 24 days into Cybertron's orbit, where he would crash land and reactivate. Well, that's all for this episode of Trans Theories. I hope you learned something new about the Transformers movieverse. As always, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing to my channel if you love this content, because I do this content on a weekly basis. As always, it's been Trans Theories saying, keep on theorizing.
When you're caught within the grip of the evil